And for story number 2, this is a piece that you wrote, Brian Bandell. This is a piece that appeared in the South Florida Business Journal. I'm going to go ahead. I'll read you the headline, read you the first couple graphs. Then I want you to provide any kind of insight you can. So here we go. Headline: Related Group, which by the way is the largest, I'd say, vertical condo developer in South Florida, possibly even the state of Florida. Related Group launches sales of Las Olas Condo starting at $1 million. And here we go. First couple graphs, Brian. Related Group has launched sales for a condo on Las Olas Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale with a luxury Italian design brand. And their residence by Pininfarina would feature 163 condos and 45 stories at 521 East Las Olas Boulevard. Miami-based Related Group first filed plans for the condo in 2022 after assembling the 0.65 acre site for a combined $11.25 million in 2020. But this is the first time it has revealed the branding and project details. Its branding partner, Pininfarina, has worked with Related Group before, most notably on the 1100 Millicento by Pininfarina in Miami nearly a decade ago. Now, they're bringing the Italian design to Las Olas, a street popular for its restaurants, shops, and Class A office buildings. And here's a quote from Nick Perez, president of Related Group's condominium division. Nick says, Las Olas embodies timeless allure and urban evolution with a unique pedestrian lifestyle, complete with many culinary and retail gems. Las Olas is now easily Fort Lauderdale's hottest residential market. After years of thought for growth, the area is now finally ready for high design, service-driven condominium. And we couldn't be more honored to partner with Pininfarina to craft our vision into reality. The condos range from 1,800 square feet to 4,300 square feet and include floor-to-ceiling windows plus Sub-Zero and Wolf appliances. Prices start at $1.6 million a door. Wow, that's a big number, Brian. $1.6 million a door to live in Fort Lauderdale on Las Olas, and you're not on the beach. I guess Related Group has done its due diligence, and they think that market's strong enough.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're not on the beach. You're not on the river, but you are in the Las Olas. You have the fancy address. You're near the restaurants and the office. So yeah, that's it's interesting that they're going for that price point, but also they're doing larger units. They're doing more amenities. So it sounds like they're aiming for the family market here, starting at 1,800 square feet. So I guess what they're looking for is a lot of the condos in South Florida are smaller. If you're trying to move here with a family, and kids, and you want to, maybe a couple rooms for each kid, there's not as many options. So here, I think they're going to give you those options, but obviously it'll cost a bit more.
This makes sense. Brian, quick question. I don't know if you know the answer to this. Let's get throw it out there. Maintenance fees. This is the fee you pay per month based on the price per square foot to live in a building. It covers the concierge, it covers the insurance, it covers property taxes for the common areas, all that stuff. Covers the swimming pool. We see it anywhere from 75 cents to $1.25, generally speaking. If these units are starting at 1,800 square feet, that's a hell of a nut to be paying every month to live in a condominium that's not located on the beach. Any talk about maintenance fees? Was anything referenced? Anything sort of discussed? And is that an issue ultimately? Or is it because these units are so luxurious, because of the location, people are simply willing to absorb it because they have that quality of life and that walkability?
Yeah, I think obviously the maintenance fees are going to be a little higher in a building like this because they're talking about, 35,000 square feet of amenities, fitness center, pickleball court, catering kitchen, sports lounge, 2 pools, wellness spa and all that. So anytime you have that many amenities, you're going to have a staff, or it's going to be a little larger. I wouldn't be surprised if they had valet service in a building like this. So yeah, you're going to pay more for a staff in this type of building. But again, this is, if you're paying that $1.6 million for the condo, you kind of expect that's going to go with the territory. I think if it was kind of a mid-market building, if it was a building with 400 or 500,000 per unit, then I think the unit owners might be more cost conscious on the maintenance here. It's just sort of like, when you get to a certain level, the maintenance and the taxes and all that, they're just something you're used to, kind of, I think, especially for people who are making this like their second home, that may not be, their biggest concern here. But yeah, for a lot of regular people, it's a lot, but they're aiming for the super net worth, high net worth.
Got it. Mr. Fakler, you lived in Broward for over 30 years. You were in Western Broward. Memory serves me correct. One of the reasons you lived out there is that Broward was cheaper than Miami-Dade County. Mr. Fakler, what do you make of the fact that, an 1,800 square foot place on Las Olas or let's call it ballpark dollar a square foot. I haven't really heard of maintenance under 75 cents a square foot per month. What do you make of the fact that, $1,800 in maintenance fees? Does that mean Fort Lauderdale has a cheaper alternative to Miami? Is this a telltale sign that maybe Fort Lauderdale is just as expensive to live in as Miami? And what does that mean for Broward, as somebody who used to live in Broward for quite some time?
Well, I think it's going to be a long way off before Broward reaches the price point of luxury units that Miami has. Miami continues to be able to absorb higher prices. And I think it might be a one-off in this case, but, hard to tell. And by the way, I was in Broward for 20 years and Miami for 10, just to let you know.
My fault. Thank you for clarifying.